All right, we are live this morning. Woohoo!
I have my own show today. No Christy. Christy is usually here to balance me out a little bit, and today I promised her I wouldn't do anything crazy, nothing silly. I wouldn't get her in trouble. So, you know, I'm gonna do my best, guys, to kind of give you the Christy version and not do anything silly, nothing crazy. We'll see how that goes. But what is this? Is this our not a Chinese spy balloon here? Let me get this thing.
I don't know what the heck's going on, Jay. Oh gosh, we got it. You shot it out of the sky. Woo.
That's what you do with Chinese spy balloons. Come on, people. What are we doing here? So
That was fun.
all right, Christy. That was my shenanigans for the day while you were gone. A lot of fun stuff going on. I can't believe this this spy balloon thing. So I don't know if Jeff has this picture or not, but
I do have a picture of it.
it
was something else, wasn't it?
It seems like something out of a bad movie where there's just a
I mean-
giant balloon spying on us.
Yeah,
What-
like who does that?
what is this?
And how do they think they're going to get away with it?
And I mean, I guess I expected like spaceship stuff, and we just flying equipment around on a balloon. Like, what is happening?
I
So-
mean, it wasn't very sophisticated. They had some solar panels on it. They said. I mean,
so apparently they can fly this balloon, and it goes around all over this and that, and it's just the craziest thing in the world to me. Like, COVID hit, and we're like, oh yeah, nothing can get crazier than this. Then 2022 hits. Nothing get crazy in this. 2023 hits. We're like, all right, it's pretty
We've seen it
bizarre.
all.
It's pretty bizarre. So, that being said, I really wanted to bring on my guest. I've got a guy who's been a part of our team for years and years and years, and his role has changed a little bit in the dealership. But I'm bringing on Mr. Mikey Costa.
All right.
So, Mr. Costa, if you mind joining us here,
All
I want
right.
to talk a little bit about what Mike does in the dealership now.
there he is.
Throw that headset on, buddy. So we have had a lot of nicknames for Mr. Costa over the years.
A few.
The Hand Talker, Little Joe Pesci, the Italian Stallion, you name it. But Mr. Costa, welcome on the show. I am,
Thank you, Shane.
Happy to have you, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what you're doing now. I know you sold cars for us for years and years and
A lot.
years. You wrote service at one point in time. I don't know if you mopped the floors. I don't know if you polished the steeple or what all you have or have not done. But now you are in a different type of customer service in our dealership.
Absolutely, and I'm loving every bit of it using my 30 years of experience in the automotive field between parts sales and service. I'm now the delivery coordinator and the OnStar dealer representative for Finley.
So now, Costa, when I started in the car business, I was my own delivery coordinator.
Right.
I had to, kind of make it special. I had to know how to go over all the stuff with the cars. Now, listen, back in that day, it was not quite as complicated as it is now.
No, the technology is...
So where does that fit in with what you do now?
My job is designed to make sure you understand that car. With the money that you spend and the technology and the safety features that General Motors has. And we have the My GM Rewards program, Shane, that they do reward you back by coming back into the dealership by a point system, which converts into money.
The My Rewards is exactly that, right? You accumulate dollar amounts over time with your purchases in the dealership,
Yes.
correct? So when you buy, let's say I bought me a new truck last year, what do I get?
It's based on a percentage of the MSRP. If I do my memory serves me correct, I think it was like $140 or $150 that you're able to use in parts sales or even in service.
So what do most people do with that money?
Oh, it depends. A lot of them will sit on it because you can take it off your next purchase of your car.
Oh, yeah.
I had one the other day that had $1,500 in his, and he said, "I'm not touching it. That's for my next car purchase."
Nice.
So let me ask you this. So I buy a new truck, I get $140-ish.
Correct.
Now I come back 6 months later, and I know I get a free first oil change, but I'm getting some other service done. I can spend that money on services?
Absolutely. You could buy a wiper blade with it. You could buy an air filter, oil filter,
Yeah.
any accessories. Oh,
Yeah.
let's put some running boards on that truck. So,
Right.
Oh, yeah. So what else can you do with My Rewards? What is the other benefit of?
The other benefit of My GM Rewards is just making sure you're going back to the dealership, which I feel, because retention is the biggest tool. We want to make sure that these vehicles are serviced with the proper oil, the proper filters, not using in the aftermarkets. That's causing these vehicles to have problems. So it's a benefit to keep you back coming to the dealership.
And it seems like, I don't think it's a secret, right? Dealerships are a little more expensive than a lot of other places. But it is a nice way to really kind of mitigate that extra cost. I mean, we're not talking night and day. If you come and get an oil change here and oil change there, but you are talking a huge difference in terms of service and the total quality care your vehicle gets. I know we've had people go get oil changes other places, come back when know what's wrong with their car or why their warranty's got issues, and it's because they didn't use the right oil. They didn't use the right filters. They didn't use the right whatever. So I feel like that's a great way to use that, that money that you earn by buying the car, which you're going to do anyway.
Correct.
And bring that back and spend some of that money back in the dealership.
Correct.
So I want to ask you about I want you to tie this in for me because the technology is crazy on these cars. So now you started a little bit before me, but I started, I think, in 03-ish. Yeah. And we still had cassette players.
Yes.
You still had
VHS.
customers who pulled out their little thing that had all their cassettes in
Collection of cassettes.
And they'd bring it over from their Buick into their other Buick, and then they'd pop in their favorite country western cassette and then go on with their merry way.
Yeah.
Well, now you got basically a giant smartphone with wheels on it.
Correct.
So how does that fit in with the other part you do, which is OnStar, pairing phones?
Pairing phones. I'm just a firm believer that the phone is the most biggest contact with your automobile.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Your tire pressures will change colors on the phone before the light comes on the dash, so which is giving you a preliminary warning, so you save money on buying tires.
So now I'm going to get myself in trouble here, but I do that a lot on this show.
Me
Kristy
too.
will tell you. So I don't use my OnStar.
Why?
I'm a dummy. I just don't do it, right? But I have gotten notifications on my phone when my tire pressure was low, or when I was due for, I had a recall or something that needed done on my truck, and it came to my phone before I ever got in my car and knew I needed it.
He must have the My Chevrolet app.
He does.
I don't use
If
that
he
either.
uses it,
Yeah, but you probably have it. If you
I
have
did
it.
set it up, though. I did set it
No,
up.
definitely set it up. But I'll tell you, it was great because, I went out and I was lucky. It was just low tire pressure, and I work at a car dealership. So it's super easy for me. I just drove up there carefully, got it checked out, made sure it was fine. But normal people don't work at a car dealership. They don't have that option.
No.
So how nice is that to know when you wake up, before you go out and you sit in your car and you go to drive, that you need some attention to your vehicle?
Absolutely. And come up to the dealership. We don't charge but air and tires. We don't want to see you make that purchase of an unwanted part that you could be using for something
Willie
else.
might, a little bit.
Well,
Willie might want you to spend that money on a tire.
yeah. Well, sorry, Willie.
Yeah.
But anyway, tell me a little bit about how does that work? So you sign up for the My Chevrolet app. It ties in with the purchase points you just got, and then it comes back and communicates with you on your phone about your vehicle.
Correct.
So how does that work?
Oh, my God. Technology, I guess you want to blame it on.
Through the internet.
Through the internet, through Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
If you've got unlimited data on your phone, it works. I mean, there's just multiple ways for it to work, or put Wi-Fi on the vehicle that you're driving.
You know what I thought was cool is that you can start your vehicle from wherever you're at. In other words, if you're inside, say, a ballpark and you're watching a game and it's cold and you're going to get out, you can start your car 10, 15
Listen,
minutes before you get to it. It can
You're
be
talking
warm,
about it being cold, but we should be talking about this when
when it's hot, but it's not hot yet. Yeah.
So I know for a fact, a lot of the guys, especially like I know Bancroft does it, Eric does it.
I do it.
At the sales
I do
tower,
it.
which is a few hundred yards away, further than your remote start of work, the guys start their cars when they leave for lunch.
Or the watch.
Yes,
Or
they do.
yes.
Or the watch.
And then they get there and it's
That's
ice
right.
cold by the time they get
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
So the cars have come a long
Yeah.
way over the years.
And then
so-
if you forget about it, folks, it shuts off after 15
Yeah,
minutes.
that's right.
And then the vehicles are designed today, they're so quiet that if you do forget to turn them off, they shut off after 30 minutes. It's a battery rundown protection. The technology's there to make sure you're not spending any extra money.
So Costa, when do you come into the car deal? So someone comes in, they see one of our guys, they buy a vehicle. When do you start helping out?
About 3/4 into it after it's been sold. I do want to meet the customer. I want to tell them who I am and what I'm there for them, to understand that I'm here to teach them the technology. I don't care if it takes you 3, 4, 5 visits.
I've seen that.
Oh,
I've seen some people at your desk. Look at that.
You see him sneaking out the door there?
Yeah. So that's actually cool because that was posted late last night, and you were in the store late last night.
That's the Envision we delivered at 10 o'clock last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 o'clock last night, and I said, Costa, you need to be at the studio by 9.
Yeah, I was here.
Like, oh, jeez.
So I know it's a long day. I know it's a lot, but and I'll tell you guys from my own personal experience, it's nice to have someone who cares.
I do.
Back in the day, it was always, oh, they just want to sell me a car, get me out the door, And now it's, I don't want to come back and go over that with you. You're like, no, I want to help. You've already bought the car.
Yeah.
I just want to help you understand it and enjoy it.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, for the money.
Tell me how much that's changed over the years.
Oh, big time. These folks today, it's like, you're wasting my time. You're not wasting my time. I want you to come back so you can understand it. And I've even taught people that, Shane, I had one the other day, was a lease return. Now it turns into a retail purchase because they bought their vehicle. And I sat in the car, and I actually showed them a couple things that they did not know.
After owning the car for a
3
period of time?
years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For 3 years.
So, kind of an interesting fun fact is, a lot of the reason why Costa does what he does is we found over the years that a lot of times people were frustrated with their vehicles, and it wasn't because the vehicle wasn't doing what it's supposed to. It's they didn't know how to work it. And so now, of course, General Motors says, oh, here, just read your owner's manual. But who actually did that?
Nobody.
Nobody. So when you find someone like
guilty.
Costa here in the dealership who can sit down, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm a hands-on learner. Like, you could tell me, here's the steps, and I'll go, okay, so anyway, how do I do that?
Right.
But if I sit down and someone shows me,
B.
Yep, that's kind of how I do it. So that's kind of what our delivery coordinator does. In addition to kind of just doing a little bit extra follow-up. Another face in the dealership that you get to know. And if you've been around the dealership for a while, Costa's been there for
20 years.
20 years. So Costa, I want to talk to you a little bit out of work but not work. What's the car business been? What's it been like watching the car business change over the decades?
Oh my God!
When did you start in the car business? Not just at Finley. When did you start in the car business?
1976.
What was the first car you sold? Do you remember?
Mary Jane, I won't say her last name, was a 1996 Dodge Caravan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know her last name. I won't say it, but that was my first automobile purchase. And between parts sales and service and multiple hats I put on, and I'm always there for the team.
What did you do first when you got in the car business?
I was a technician. I went to school back in 81. To be an automotive tech and air conditioning specialist. So I went from gas station work to so I put gas in your mom's car at that Chevron.
Washing the windows.
Where
check that oil.
Where did you live when you started?
Tempe, Arizona.
Tempe?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, it's hot. Costa's out there cooking, putting gas in the cars. So I grew up in a little town, Pennsylvania, and I remember when you had to go to the service station, you run over the thing.
Ding, ding.
Guy come out, put gas. How much you want in it? Put gas in it. Wipe the windows down.
Check the tires.
That's right. Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah. So after you got into that, when did you come up here to our area?
To our area, I started, with Clifton the Auto Center in Kingman in 02. And then I came up here around about 08. And then a couple of changes here in the dealership, and I left and I came back. And they took me back with open arms, and I've been here now for the last 8 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So I haven't gone anywhere.
What was your favorite thing you did in the car business? If you could get a little time machine and pop back into what job, what place, what would you do?
What would I do? I honestly, Shane, it would be back selling cars again.
Yeah?
Yeah, I miss the satisfaction. I missed I still listen, but when you listen to the guest, what they want for their needs and wants, and then you land them on that right vehicle, and they had no objections because everything that they wanted was in that car, and I did my job right.
Yeah.
And easier to say it's sold.
So Costa, we've been trying hard to hire people. It's just a different environment right now. It's different whatever. And people always ask me what I think about the car business. And I'll tell you what my favorite part always was, is it was different every day. You met a new person
every day,
new interests, new whatever, who wanted a new type of something,
new challenge.
That was the best part about this job. And it was always, we are still hiring, guys. So if you're looking for something, come on down.
Great place to work for.
So, not looking to replace Costa. He's our guy for deliveries and all that stuff. But jobs like Costa's are more common in a car dealership now. Everybody thought back in the day to go stand out front and greet customers, and I don't want to be a vulture and all that other nonsense that people always said. But now there's so many other jobs and opportunities in customer service, in technology, in answering phones, sending emails, communication, marketing. There's opportunity all over the place here. So if you are looking for something different, come and see us, sit down, talk to our people. We may find something for you. We have a couple unique jobs like Costa's, even at the used car center. And so if you are looking for something, come in, see us. We're always trying to add to the team. Yes. And if you're the right person, we'll find the right job for you. And that's kind of how we built this team that we have now, right?
Yes, and great benefits.
Yeah,
great
it's nice.
Benefits, folks. Come on down, come see us. It's a great team to work for. We have a great time. I mean, heck, they even feed us on occasion.
Occasion?
I'd
say at least every other week, if not every week.
When they say you're not going to lunch, they bring it to you. So I'm there.
So we have our all-store meeting coming up, and we do it super, super early.
6
and I don't know if I'm going to get anybody in trouble here, but I've been trying to talk Lisa out of doing a bunch of breakfast stuff and doing lunch. Like, just get some donuts and stuff to snack on.
That's an
and
idea.
then buy us lunch. Like, that's
Did you
what
ask
I want.
her yet?
I did. I pitched it.
Want me to help you pitch it? I could work it.
I don't know. I think I just kind of played my hand. I was like, Lisa, hey, it'd be a good idea. Because it's 6 in the morning. I don't really want to eat that much. I'm like, I'll just eat something to kill the time. But really, what I want to do is I'll get some lunch out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Or I'll take some eggs.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think we should call Nate up and make him come up and cook for us like he used to.
Oh, no, please don't.
We're all getting fat, Costa.
I lost some, though.
Costa has lost a bunch of weight.
27 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's always inspiring. And then if anyone around the dealership knows, I'm the worst influence for food.
Yeah, but if you now ain't going there.
I'm always like, what are you guys doing for lunch?
Yeah.
Huh? Well, you got to get the cheese sticks too?
Shane, you just ate breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, very, very fun.
Yeah, it is.
Costa, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome to hang out. We really don't have much else going on, but I love talking to you, and I'd like to know, what are you driving now?
23 Chevy Trailblazer.
How'd you end up with that?
You people are going to think I'm crazy. I just traded in a 20.
Costa, everybody thinks you're crazy.
Yeah.
Just tell us the story.
Okay, all right. So I just traded in a 21 Buick Encore GX with different technology than the 23 Chevy Trailblazer with upgraded technology. So in the last 2 years, I literally spent $65,000 to teach you. Because I can work adaptive cruise control blindfolded.
Did you tell your accountant that when you tried to write it off?
No. I just got the rent. I'm doing taxes this weekend. So, yeah, I've done it just so I can help you so you folks understand it and utilize the type of technology to keep your vehicle in that bubble so nobody
that's actually
cuts
pretty
out.
crazy too, right? Like one radio one year, and then they just add a whole bunch of new stuff the next year.
Oh.
Like you learn it, you get familiarized with it, and then boom, whole new
change.
Yep. How do you feel about Apple CarPlay?
I live on it.
You live on it.
I live on it. I mean, I tell my car where I want to go. I don't touch my phone.
So a lot of people probably do know, but some people may not. What is Apple CarPlay?
Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Do we have to incorporate that
Listen,
as well?
we don't want to talk about
Android.
We're not going there.
Well, Tony's got an Android, okay?
Oh, okay.
So I got to bring
right.
him into this picture.
All right.
So what it does, it pulls specific apps off your phone, your text, your phone, your maps, your Pandora, Spotify, any type of music that you want to play. Load your phone up. Push that button. Tell them, play Pandora, play Spotify. Give me directions to Finley Motor Company up on the Parkway
So
near
you
the
spend
airport.
your time driving around your car talking to a machine?
With a thumb.
Alexa's
Isn't
in
that
there,
wild,
too,
right?
You got
With a
Alexa
phone.
in there. Don't forget
Oh,
Alexa.
yeah, Alexa. Well, yes, Alexa. I've got her at home. I don't want to take her in my car. I hear enough of her.
Well, she's already a Swift in there. You don't have to
Right.
take her. She's
But then
there.
remember, you drive. This is your stereo. This is your cruise control. This
looks
is
like you're
changing
shooting a
channel.
gun, Costa.
Yeah, and this is how you work your cruise control. Hands on the steering
Gunslinger.
wheel.
Now you're like a crab. I told you Costa talks with his hands over.
Yeah, he does.
They say if I shut me up, just sit on my hands, but that's okay.
That's like an Italian thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Is that like a stereotype? Christy gets mad when I'm always doing these stereotypes.
No, I love it.
Yeah. So where are you originally from, Costa?
I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, home of the Chicago Bears. Mr.
Chicago.
I thought you were going to tell me Uncle Al Capone raised you. Or,
It was more like a cousin, not an uncle.
So, Costa, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
It's a long path from Chicago and
Pennsylvania
through.
too.
Well, we both got our roots.
We can go back there again.
Yep, absolutely.
And come back here.
But I do want to make sure that you guys know if you do have questions about the technology or function of your vehicle, call Costa. Come up. I do recommend that you make sure he's available because we always feel so bad. People always get a misconception, but we feel so bad when you come up and we're not ready for you.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we want a little bit of heads up and he can get a little time to do some prep work if you have a unique issue or something like that. Like we were on the ride over here, kind of a funny story. First of all, shout out to the people at Smith's for hooking me up with a balloon so I could do my stupid little joke to make Christy mad.
You should have said balloons.
And so they gave us one, and I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome!" We walked out, and the wind caught it. Foomp. And we just sat there like
two
little
little
kids.
Watched it fly away. Now everyone thinks there's a spy balloon in it.
Yeah, so now we have a Fort Mojave spy balloon.
Yeah.
And then we had to go back in there and be like, "Can we have another one?"
How funny.
Oh, yeah. So, we really appreciate it. Obviously, Smith is our neighbor down here in Fort Mojave, and super, super appreciative that they played along with my shenanigans and
That's funny.
let me do all the
Yeah, they did.
nonsense. So,
That's awesome.
all right, guys. Have a good day.
Hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
We got deal of the week. Don't forget deal of the week.
Oh, what do we got?
Yeah, man.
What's the deal of the week
here's
today,
the deal of the
Argonda?
week. It is a 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe High Country.
All right, hold on. We're putting them on the spot. Costa, pitch us this vehicle right now.
This
Yeah.
is a 21 Chevy Tahoe High Country.
High Country Tahoe, yep.
Without even looking inside of it, I don't know. I'm sure it's packed by the 5.3.
Yes, it is. It's got it all. It's loaded.
It's loaded up. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Looked like it was
Wi-Fi.
certified, too.
It is certified.
Is it certified?
Yes, it is.
Which gives you an additional 12 months, 12,000 miles on your bumper-to-bumper warranty.
It only has 4,118
Oh, my-
miles on it. This thing's
Yeesh.
like brand spanking new.
That is like brand.
But
Between
this-
that and that Denali we have, man, you got some great choices.
It's such a beautiful car.
So this is available down here at the Used Car Center in Fort Mojave. Come on down and check this thing out. It's ready to
if
rock.
it's certified, it's about to go back up top,
Back up
right,
to-
Costa?
Yeah, it is.
So
Yes.
our certified vehicles come down here for reconditioning, go back up top for their display, and then the non-certified stay down here. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure if you wanted to check it out, it's here now, but it won't be
Right,
here long.
yeah, that's
so
what I
it's
meant.
it's going to be on its way up there. And what's the pitch, Costa? Why should I trade in my truck for that Tahoe?
It's white.
That's
cool.
You know
It's
that's
cool.
not happening. Yeah, no. That black Denali gets me every time I drive by it.
Oh, I know, dude. The pit. I don't know. I don't sell cars anymore. I have to sit in that thing. With you do have the Google built-in. I do have to.
This
say
is why
that.
nobody wants to come on the show with me because I like to put everybody on the
You
spot.
did put me on
Yeah.
the spot on this one.
That's
but,
what I like to do.
I think
Yep.
if you sat in it and drove it, you'd want it.
Hey,
oh my God! Well,
so
I do
let's
have to
do
share
this.
The pitch on that. All right, listen, all you previous.
Oh,
Tahoe,
here we go.
Previous Yukon owners, there is not a rear differential back there to help you understand that. Because if Shane sat in that back seat, his knees would be up to his chin.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I was going to sink the back. So that's too
No,
heavy.
you think. But now they went to fully independent suspension and the magnetic ride suspension on these vehicles. It's just like floating on a butterfly, but it does sting like a bee. So come on down, take it for a test drive. Let me do a walk around with you.
I really hate to admit this
stole that
because
from me.
I am a solid axle person. I'm a truck person.
You
right?
are a
I
truck
want a solid
person.
axle. I'm that guy. But I drove one of those AT4 Yukons. It rode so much nicer
Is it
than
not?
my
Have you
truck.
seen that?
So, Anyway,
That's
pick
next.
your poison, guys.
All
They're all
right.
pretty awesome. Have a good day. Costa, thank you so much for
Thank
coming on
you.
the show.
Yeah,
Thank
good,
you.
Good
And
times.
if you need anything, come see Costa. He'll get you set up. And then even if in the process of that you decide, I don't want to deal with this, I just want a new car, he will get you in the right place with the right people. My Rewards, OnStar, Apple CarPlay,
Android Auto.
Android Auto, whatever that is.
Yeah. What is that?
I don't know, but it's so hard to navigate.
I don't know, but I'm gonna hear.
Navigate
I'm gonna
through
hear
them.
about it from Tony later. I know
Tony,
that,
I love
so.
Androids.
All right, guys, have a good day. Hit us up. Come see us up on the Parkway.
All right.
All right, thank
See
you.
you guys later. Take care.